When I was a teenager, my mum and dad bought a business. They bought a guest house, and where they bought the guest house, there's a place called the Isle of Sheppey in Kent, and there are 3 prisons in that vicinity. And what that meant was we had a number of guests who came to stay who either worked in the prison, managed the prison, but we also had prisoners' family come and stay with us. And the stories that they told, that everyone told, really opened my eyes that this was not a black and white issue, and that these were families that, you know, were normal families in many ways, but had been caught up in a tragic issue. And when I looked around to think about, you know, who else was talking about this issue, what were our elected leaders doing about this issue, you know, I couldn't see anything. There was a lot of silence. It was all very much kind of swept under the carpet, and that stayed with me. I'll share a story with you. A couple of years ago, I did the Sydney Leadership Program, and one of the days was spent at Carryong Juvenile Justice Centre. It was a maximum security justice centre, and we got to interview a range of people who were working in the centre, but we also got to interview some of the young men. And the stories that these young men told were, quite frankly, heartbreaking in every single case. They were confronting stories, and every single young man had had a parent in prison. The other thing that struck me when I was sitting there interviewing those young men is they were 15, 16, 17. I migrated to Australia about 16 years ago, and they would have been toddling around in nappies. And you think, you know what, by the time it gets to this stage, you want to maintain hope, but it's a hard road to turn around. The time to intervene was when they were toddling around in nappies. And the research has shown that it's close to 5% of Australian children have at some stage experienced having a parent in prison, and that number escalates amongst Aboriginal children and young people. And I find even myself, you know, sometimes invited to speak to audiences, and often business audiences, corporate audiences, and I will have people come up to me afterwards. I'm not surprised when it happens now, who will quietly say, I don't tell many people about this. It's actually more pervasive than people think. Government can only do so much. I see this as an opportunity for corporates. We know that society is demanding more in terms of corporates, probably more than ever before, to demonstrate their corporate social responsibility. And I think this is a really good opportunity to do it. I think we've got the collective capacity to work together to really start to move the needle on this issue. No politician is going to put their neck on a line at the end of the day because of all the politics around crime and justice. So that's why I'd like to see, you know, corporates in particular, where they can go out there, where they can be innovative, where they can demand change, and where they can play a part collectively to start to change this. I see Shine, actually a very bright future for Shine. That's not to say that these aren't tough fundraising conditions, they are, but I think that we have a real opportunity to grow and extend our work. At the moment, we're based in New South Wales, we're based in the ACT, and we're based in Victoria. We're already investigating the need in Queensland and how we might be able to have an appropriate involvement there. But we're also consulted globally. We're a well-recognised organisation for the work that we do and for the expertise that we have. We're a very resilient organisation. We're very much, in a way, a mirror of our children, in the sense that our children, Shine stands for support, hope, inspire, nurture and empower. We've been around for 35 years and will continue to be around for the next 35 years, but I'm going to caveat that by saying that actually we prefer not to be around, because we prefer that there wasn't a need in the first place.